Welcome, I'm Terry Ewell, and this is your video on the Andante movement of Weber's Andante and Hungarian Rondo. I mentioned in the prior video some of the Hungarian rhythmic aspects that are expressed in the rondo. The Lombard rhythm, short-long, starts the melody in measure 2 and is repeated several times. Portions of this movement refer to the Siciliana, which is a 6/8 dance with the dotted 8th, 16th, and 8th note rhythm. You can see that rhythm in measures 3 and 5. Now, neither of these rhythmic devices are associated solely with Hungarian or Gypsy idioms. However, they set the mood that this is a composition that departs from the typical common practice composition. The exoticism or otherness of the Andante is most persuasively conveyed by its insistence on the rhythmic and dissonant stresses off the beat. Notice in the opening that Weber provides accents on the offbeats of the Lombard rhythms. These rhythms are found in measures 2 and 4 and later in the composition. Furthermore, the placement of dissonance often avoids strong metrical positions. Let's examine this more closely by studying the analysis by Dr. Melissa Kritzer on page 76 of her dissertation. My markings are in red in her example 5.
In some instances, Weber's dissonances in the melody conform to traditional practice, and in several others, the dissonances are expressions of exoticism, evoking the Hungarian aspect of the composition. I have circled all of the dissonant notes, that is, the notes that do not match the harmonies given in the accompaniment, in measures 3, 5, and 7. The passing notes of the Siciliana rhythm are not unusual. The large leap in measure 7 is an octave displacement. C4, D4, E4. The unusual features of this melody, however, start in measure 4. Not only does Weber stress with accents weak portions of the beat, but he also places dissonances on those notes. Further stressed offbeat dissonances are found in the anticipations in measure 9 and the middle of measure 14. Measure 12 provides a temporary reprieve, and I give stresses here on the beat. There is a real appoggiatura on the downbeat, and then I play the next beat with the same stresses and slurred articulation. Aside from the traditional use of dissonance in the Siciliana rhythm and measure 12, it's important to convey the unusual placements of these dissonances to the listener. The D-flat 4 in measure 15 is given over the chord of a Neapolitan 6. Technically, this D-flat is a consonance with that Neapolitan 6. However, the note is so unusual and striking at that point in harmony that I've circled this note, again showing his emphasis on the offbeat. Although my analysis differs from Dr. Kritzer's, this in no way diminishes the fine research she has done. I concur with her observations that many of the dissonances are strategically placed off the beat in this theme to enhance the exotic and unexpected nature of this melody. Weber presents hypermeter in this melody. Hypermeter is a combination of measures into a larger unit. The blue brackets indicate that two 6/8 measures are combined. The first measure with the Lombard and the second with the Siciliana rhythms. Performing the melody, measures 1 through 13, with 12/8 measures instead of 2 6/8 measures will enhance the expression. Thus, each 2 measures features a slight crescendo and decrescendo, with the climax occurring on the downbeat of the second measure. The pickup to measure 14 breaks with the previous pattern and is presented as a 4-measure phrase. I add slurs in the figure to enhance the expression of the melody and also to provide more emphasis to the accents. Tonguing rather than slurring into the accent gives the note more emphasis. I tongue the downbeats in measures 7 and 9 to increase my accuracy on those notes. In measure 12, I slur from the Appoggiatura downbeat and repeat the same gesture in the next beat from D4 to C4.
Andante movement is in variation form with 4 presentations of the theme. In presentations 2 and 4, starting at measures 22 and 60, the bassoon is an accompanist and will need to fit the rapid notes to the melody given with the strings. Remember to follow the hypermeter expression of the melody that I have noted previously. The low register articulation can be tricky in this movement. It is even more of a problem in the Weber concerto. The key to both is to use the same airstream and embouchure for the articulated notes as one would use for slurring the same notes. For example, in measure 28, let's first practice this section slurred. Pay close attention to your embouchure and your airstream. Don't bounce the embouchure, rather keep it stable as if you are slurring it. Pretend that you're even playing the lower notes at a lower pitch. For instance, for the low C, pretend you're playing a low A. This will keep the pitch down and also help you with your airstream. Now, just lightly brush the tongue on the reed in order to articulate this. It will sound short enough with just the light tonguing on the reed, and aiming for those lower pitches will help to keep the pitch down. I provide musical contrast in measures 39 to 55, much as I did in the pickup in measure 9, continuing on to measure 13. Longer and more lyrical notes are called for here. Notice that Weber did not include as many accents. And in measure 50, the accents are more like expressive appoggiaturas rather than unexpected exotic notes. Here's a portion of that passage. The third video will explore features of the rondo. This movement provides an energetic conclusion to the composition. Thank you.